Hey everybody, what's going on, and welcome to Guns N' Roses Central. It's been a couple days since I've done a video. I didn't do a recap of the Netherlands show or the Austria show just because I've been so busy this week, guys. I just haven't had time and I've got too much stuff on my plate. So I do want to, however, talk about the Guns N' Roses radio station that's on temporarily on Sirius XM satellite radio. So if you guys maybe don't live in North America, you can't get Sirius XM outside of North America unless you have one of those IP address changers and you have like a fake US address. But the station went live on Sirius XM yesterday. It's going to be an exclusive for about a week until they play their July 20th concert. And then after that, we won't have Guns N' Roses radio anymore. So it's to celebrate the 30th anniversary of Appetite, as well as the show that Guns are playing at the Apollo in New York City next Thursday. So I want to give you guys my impressions of the radio station. I haven't been listening to it 24/7. I've listened to it for at least several hours so far, yesterday as well as today. And I want to give you guys my impressions of it and let you know maybe what you're missing out if you don't have access to Sirius XM. I will let you guys know, though, if you are in North America, if you live in North America, you can usually just sign up for a Sirius XM 7-day free trial. So you just go to their website, just give them your email address, and you should get access to Sirius XM, and you can listen to Guns N' Roses radio. So I'll give you guys an overview of the channel. So there's this channel on Sirius XM called Faction, which, at least from whatever I've heard, I don't listen to it a whole lot. I mostly listen to Howard 100 and 101 and Sirius X1. They play a lot of like current hard rock and like metal, from what I've heard. And Guns N' Roses have taken over this channel for the week. And I think people should first know that it's not a Guns N' Roses 24/7 channel, in the sense that they're not playing Guns N' Roses music 24/7. The idea of the channel is they're playing Guns N' Roses music, but then they're also playing a lot of the bands that influence Guns N' Roses, or bands that the band members are actually fans of. So I think that's going to be the first misconception people may think when listening to it, and that's kind of where the actual station's kind of disappointing to me, because I was expecting to listen like all of these rare Guns N' Roses tracks. Maybe the vault's been opened up. And there are some rarities that are actually played on the channel, but not as many as you would hope for, at least in the first 2 days. So the channel started yesterday in the evening with Welcome to the Jungle, and then they hit some deep tracks with like Locomotive, Right Next Door to Hell. They did play November Rain from Coachella, which was from 2016. They've also been playing some of the band member side projects, like I think they played Slash's Snake Pit, they've played Velvet Revolver on there, they've played Neurotic Outsiders, they've played Loaded. They've even played Chinese Democracy songs, like I've heard If the World, Catcher in the Rye, Better. And then they also play, all the influences like Led Zeppelin. I've heard a bunch on the radio station, AC/DC, Aerosmith, Iron Maiden, the Ramones, Motorhead. I mean, the list goes on and on. And then they also play some more current bands who have toured with Guns N' Roses, like Wolf Mother. So it's a good assortment of a lot of different bands. If you guys are maybe a younger Guns N' Roses fan, it's maybe a good introduction into where, Guns N' Roses' roots and influences really come from. And with that being said, I will say that the radio station is disappointing because they'll play like one Guns N' Roses song, and then they'll play like 5 other band songs, and then Guns N' Roses. And, a lot of them are not rare tracks. They're studio recordings of like Sweet Child of Mine, Paradise City. There's not a ton of live stuff being played, with the exception of the Coachella one I told you guys about. They've also been playing a lot of live era tracks, like from Pretty Tied Up, I've heard You Could Be Mine, live era. And then what they also do in the radio station is that they also interview Slash and Duff. So I don't know if these interviews are recent or they're a little bit older, because one of them sounds like Slash is pretty drunk and it sounds like it was taken a while back. But Duff and Slash will basically do like a 30-second little snippet about a song or a band, and then they'll actually go into the song. And Duff is actually going to be hosting a show on Sirius XM on this channel next week. I think it's all about punk rock. It's called 3 Chords or something. And you guys, that's one thing to really look forward to. It doesn't seem like Axl's been interviewed, Izzy or Steven's been interviewed either. So I will say that the radio station's a bit of a disappointment for me. I found that when I want to listen to Guns N' Roses, I just go to my iPod. I've also found that they do repeat some of the same songs, even though I've only been listening for the first 2 days and only for a couple hours. I've already heard Hanoi Rocks, Boulevard of Broken Dreams a couple times. I've heard Ball and Chain by Social Distortion a couple times. And I've already heard Alice Cooper a couple times, like School's Out. I've already heard Man in a Box by Alice in Chains a couple times as well. So, for a week, maybe they'll add some more stuff to the playlist. But if you guys want to see the entire playlist for the first 70 songs, I've linked to it down below. Somebody actually on the MyGnrForums just wrote out all 70 songs they played at the very beginning. So it gives you an idea. There are some more rare tracks too, like they played a whole lot of Rosie by Guns from the Marquee 87 show, which I think you can just find on YouTube. I mean, it was released as a B-side. So those are basically my impressions. If you guys, were wondering if you're missing out on much, you're really not. The only thing that you're going to be missing out on, I think, is Duff's show, which could be really cool. And then also, of course, the July 20th show, which will be broadcast on Sirius XM. The other thing I want to remind you guys, if you guys live in North America and you don't have a Sirius XM subscription, just go to their website and get a 7-day free trial, and you can listen to Guns N' Roses radio. So if you guys are a subscriber, let me know what your thoughts are. Are you guys enjoying the channel, or are you guys disappointed with it? Comment down below and let me know. As always, guys, hit the subscribe button if you love Guns N' Roses as much as I do. And be sure to follow me on social media. The links to my social media channels are down below. And make sure you guys hit the like button if you enjoyed the contents of this video. And we'll also be having some really cool true story episodes coming up in the next couple weeks. With the St. Louis riot happening 26 years ago, earlier this month, and of course the St. Louis show coming at the end of the part of the month. I'll be releasing the full true story episode about that. So thanks for watching, guys, and have yourself a good one.